Serving their community is who they are because they love where they live. REMAX 3D Real Estate is proud to bring you Heart of Farmersville, a video series dedicated to celebrating all the wonderfully great things about Farmersville, Texas. On every episode, Dennisha Denney will share Farmersville's story through the stories of the people who call Farmersville home. This is Heart of Farmersville.
Hey y'all, I'm Dennisha Denney, your host of Heart of Farmersville, and today we're sitting down at 12 Story Coffee Shop in downtown Farmersville, and our guest today is Miss Misty Dixon, the owner of the Loft. How are you today, Misty?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to say, we were down here a couple of weeks ago for the margarita crawl, and I heard you were the woman in charge.
Oh, Lord. I don't know about that.
But it was your idea to bring all the local businesses downtown together and to put on this margarita crawl. And it was a huge success.
It was a crazy day in downtown Farmersville, yes. There's another store owner that helped get it going too, Country Roads Vendor Mall, Jana over there. We both were just over the snowstorm, over the ice storm. And so she was like, let's do this. And I was like, yes, let's do that. So planning it in full force, the gathering of the businesses, just everybody was so excited to do something like that. And yeah, it was amazing. It was a lot of fun.
It was. We had so much fun doing it at our REMAX office, and we did the fuzzy leprechauns and just made it a St. Patrick's Day theme.
Yeah, everybody had something different, which made it even better.
It was so cool. It was. And just to see people's faces and smiling and going around with their punch cards. And
yes.
It was so well organized. I thought y'all did a great job with that, and everybody kind of having their cup sizes.
Yes.
So it wasn't.
All the business owners just like jumped in and took charge of, their place and did their own thing, and it worked out great.
So I know you guys were tired of the Snowmageddon and all those things, but what made you decide, let's do it? I mean, a lot of times people sit around and they talk about ideas, but what made you say, we're going to do it and we're going to put that into action?
Well, I think a lot of it too is just we want people to come down here to Farmersville. People, from Greenville to McKinney, they still don't know we're here, and anything we can do to get people down here, I think we're all about it. It's just letting people know we're here.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that Jana came up with, and I was like, yay. And so anything to get people to come down here and see us and let them know that we're here, and then they'll come back. So we just said, let's do it. Let's just do it. And it fell right after everything was opening 100%. So it was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. And there were, about 300 people that came to that event?
I counted cups at my store. We gave out almost 400 samples.
Wow.
400 cups. So if you think about that, 4 hours, that's 100 people an hour. That's a lot. That's in my little store. My store's not huge. So, yeah, a lot of people came through.
That is so cool. It was incredible to see that. It was hard to gauge. We had no idea how many people would come, and we made a couple of runs back to the store a few times to do that. So have you guys done other things like that in the downtown as local business owners?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have. We've done salsa contests. We've done car shows. We've done chocolate walks. Same idea, where you go around and get your card punched and sample chocolate. Those are just a few of the things that we've done. Car shows, we block off the whole square and have cars, filling up the square. There's lots of things like May's coming up, so hopefully we can plan something for Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, how fun! That'll be another fun activity.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes.
So you own the Loft. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that come about?
Yeah. So the Loft, I've always done something. I've always made something. I've always painted something. I've always done that. I worked in corporate America for 15 or so years, and after that career, I just built up my own business. I did Canton. I did Canton for about 8 or 9 years, and we opened a store in the middle of that, and we said, okay, I'm good with Canton.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to have the store and Canton. But Canton was amazing to me. It helped me build my business. So we closed the Canton booth and rented out this great spot.
What did you have in your booth? What type of items do you have like in the booth there?
Yeah.
And what do you have in your shop?
Painted furniture. I started out painted furniture. I painted guitars. I painted saddles. I painted everything. I put glitter on it. Whatever. Just something weird and funky.
Yes.
Anything I could find and buy and paint or fix, I did. And
where did that inspiration come to do that?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I love junking. Mm-hmm. I love going out looking for anything weird. I love the 70s. Anything velvet, velour, or fringe. Like, I love any of that. Avocado green. But
hey, it's coming back.
I know. Like, I don't know. I think I just have a look for something. Mm-hmm. And when I see it, I know it. And my husband will be like, I cannot believe you're buying that. Like, I bought this light somewhere. It's this big gold amber glow. He's like, I can't even believe you're buying that. I sold it. I bought it and I resold it. I'm like, you just never know. And so I mean, obviously I do have a certain look, of things that I look for, but it just grew from there. I mean,
how did you create your style? Did you just start junking and finding things and then it just evolved?
Yes. Junking, thrift stores, wherever, just if something jumped out at me, I could tell I was sort of gravitated toward, the 70s style or whatever. But just anything funky that caught my eye or just random.
Right.
Real random.
Well, and that's such a great thing right now. People are looking for something that's random and eccentric and different, that we like those signature pieces, that are funky. We're tired of the same old same. So
I mean, you could put a green velvet chair in any room and it would look great. So I don't know, just anything kind of random.
That's so cool. Yeah. So has your family always supported you in your adventures here?
Absolutely. My mom has always been my biggest fan. Aww. And my husband's amazing. My sister, she's helping me at the store today, and so she just has that same creative eye. And everybody's been great. My son, teenagers don't really think it's that cool, but whatever.
They'll come around, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, it's just been amazing. I mean, my mom's always just my biggest supporter always. So, it's just. Everybody's just like, oh my God, what are you doing next? Like, oh my God, Misty has a pile of stuff out in the yard again. She's painting or she drugged some stuff up type thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And you probably turn things over all the time in your shop.
Yeah, and I don't junk quite as much as I used to. We actually got to take a road trip yesterday to East Texas to get some things, and I did some junking along the way. Uh-huh. So I did get some stuff, but when we brought flowers into the store, it was a little more demanding just to kind of build that part of the business. So I don't get to junk quite as much as I used to, but when I get the chance, I love it.
That's probably your stress release, actually.
It is. It totally is.
Like give you some sunshine, a truck and a trailer, and you're good.
Yes, absolutely.
That's so cool. So you also are a florist, right? So how did you what made you want to start doing that?
Yeah. When I did Canton in the beginning, I worked part-time at different flower shops. And I loved it. I love the idea of creating and making. I've made jewelry forever. So those big, chunky, gaudy necklaces we all wore back in the day, made all those. So anything.
Did you make the one you're wearing today?
I made the one I'm wearing.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. So that was kind of part of my thing, too, is I made jewelry. Like always, I've always done beads.
How fun.
So
part of your 70s.
It is. So anything just making and doing, like with my hands, I enjoy. And helping different flower shops, I just was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like, I love this. And there was one in Sulphur Springs that I helped a lot. And they all just taught me so much about it. And I just have developed my own look of, designing. And I don't know, I love to be making things. Mm-hmm. So
I can see that in your spirit.
Yeah. And making jewelry is now really kind of my therapy because I don't really paint furniture anymore. So if I can get the chance to sit and make jewelry, for a couple of hours, like it's just like, that's my zen. Like that's total zen. So anyway.
I love that. So how did you end up in Farmersville? Because you didn't grow up here, correct?
Correct. I did not grow up here. I lived here in the Farmersville Merritt area for about 30 years. I married and moved this way, and my son went to school here, and I've recently remarried the last 6 years, but we stayed here. I worked in Plano, and so my son was here, and we stayed here. So yeah, I've been here for about 30 years now, and gosh, that sounds old. That sounds like a long time.
It's not that long ago, really.
So I always just been here. We've lived in Merritt. We live in Farmersville right now. We're renting, but we have land in Hunt County and Wagner, so we'll build there eventually. So we'll be right here always.
This is home.
It is, absolutely. My family's still in Sulphur Springs, so they're not very far away.
So how did you know you wanted to be in downtown Farmersville? You wanted your little shop to be there. How did you know that?
We were ready to quit Canton, and I was just driving through the square one day, and I kept thinking, there has got to be a spot down here. There's got to be something, either a booth or just a space. There's got to be something. So my husband was working in Indiana at the time, and he wanted to come home. I wanted him home. So I was just driving through the square, and the building I'm in, I just happened to look over, and there was a for rent sign. It had been a bakery, and I saw the bakery signage on the window, and I was like, oh, I need to go back and look at that. I was like, no, I'm stopping right now. I'm stopping right now. So I went in, and my landlord was in there, Dan, and he was cleaning from the bakery leaving. And anyway, we chatted, and I was like, well, I mean, we want it, like that day. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yes, I'm sure. We want to do this. So I swear, it just was total timing to get that space that I'm in. Super cute space. It has the tall ceilings and the flooring. I just feel super lucky to have gotten the space when I did.
Yes.
It was total timing. I just happened to be driving by that day, just desperate to quit Canton and get into a storefront. So
that's awesome. There's that word again. You took action.
Well, I did. I said, I think I'll come back to that. And then I was like, no, I'm going to stop right now. And I did. And then it worked.
I love that. So how many years now have you been here in downtown?
We will celebrate 5 years this year in September. And it's flown by.
I bet.
It has. We've knocked down walls in the building, 2 walls as we've grown. Brought in the flowers probably 3 years ago now. And it's grown, it's expanded. We're busting at the seams, and I like it like that. So
yes,
just timing, and with the growth here, that just played right into it as well.
Right.
Because I've lived here forever, and I'll come here, and then I won't, downtown, that kind of thing, and I just feel like this is the perfect time to be down here.
It really is. It's so magical down here.
It is. And everybody that comes in, I go, isn't it cute down here? And they go, yeah, it is. And I don't know how else to say it.
I know. Yeah. I know. And I've driven along 380 for years, all my life. And then just recently have I started coming to downtown Farmersville. And even, I live in Greenville. And so people are like, oh, where is the downtown Farmersville? And I'm like, okay, how do we get people off of 380 in downtown Farmersville? Because it is so adorable, and there's so many great little shops.
Well, hence the margarita crawl.
Yes.
Because we're the same way. Like, how do we get people off of that highway down here?
Yes.
So, I've had people say, is there more to Farmersville than what's on? Yes, there is, I promise. There is.
We need a flashing billboard over on 380.
Yes. But more and more people have found us.
Yes.
Our chamber is amazing. The leases down there, they just do amazing work to help get people down here.
It's funny you said the leases. I learned that the other day. Yes. There are two leases.
Yes. So they're great about, trying to get people down here. The other business owners, if someone has an idea, everybody's usually on board. So, because we all want the same thing at the end of the day.
That's what I've noticed. I've met so many of the different owners downtown, and just their hearts are so genuine, and just their hearts are for the community and like what's going to be best for everyone, and how to make it better. I swear it's just off of a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Definitely.
Like, this is a real life Hallmark Christmas town.
Wait till Christmas. Yeah, it really is.
We should get us on that list. There's a list of the Hallmark Christmas movie towns, and I think downtown Farmersville fits the bill for that.
Absolutely. Yes.
So did you ever think this is what you were going to do when you grew up?
I think yes, I did. I always said, I want my own store. And my mother will tell you that I've always said that. But like I said, I was in corporate America. You know, I was raising my son. And
what did you do in corporate America?
I
I'm just
worked.
curious.
That's okay. I worked for EDS like way back in the day in Plano. And then across the street was Dr. Pepper or Snapple Group. So I worked there in marketing, and I got my marketing degree. So, and I still did stuff on the side. And it was still, I'm going to have my own store one day. I'm going to have my own store one day. And it just, I don't know, the timing was right for that too. And it worked out. So
that is so
I think I always
amazing.
wanted my own store.
Yes.
Like always.
Isn't that funny? Like when you have something like that just sticks with you and you're like, someday, somehow, this is going to come to fruition.
So I always rented booths at spaces and stuff like that, different malls in Greenville back in the day when they had them. And I was always, you know, renting a booth or doing shows. I had a trailer, you know, I'd load up and go to shows. So I was always doing something like that. So I think it was just like the natural progression to have a storefront.
So you've mentioned your mom several times. Let's talk about her. What was it like growing up in your mom's home?
Oh my goodness. My mom is like she's my best friend. Like always. I always say we're like sisters. Because we're a lot alike.
Special.
And I mean, I could just say anything to her and it's just like, I don't know, we're like sisters. So it's just easy to talk to, understanding, like the whole thing. So
was she always encouraging you to open your own store and live your dreams?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just always, you know, I'm proud of you, always, you know, just super supportive.
And that makes such a difference in our lives.
Absolutely. And now I have my husband who is right there with me. I don't know if you met him during the Margarita Crawl, David.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all exhausted, right? It's the end of the day. Here's my cards. And
yeah, when you came in, I felt bad because I was just sitting there.
I recognized the look, though. I was like, we were the same way, like 300 or 400 people had just come through. But, you know, I could tell just in meeting him just for a few minutes, like y'all were all in together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, he's great. He works crazy weird hours. And our life is pretty much an open book down there. Everybody knows who he is, what he drives. He has a mohawk right now.
I saw that.
He has, I don't know.
It's like I was like, okay, this guy likes to have fun.
Yeah, he's a good time. He's crazy. He's a mess. But, oh, yeah, he's, like I said, we're open book. Everybody knows pretty much where we live and what we drive and where we eat and all that good stuff. But, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay.
But y'all are living life.
We are.
Like, that's what I could see in interacting with both of you down at your shop.
Yeah.
It's like you both are just living life and to the fullest. And
my store is my heart. Like, it is. Like, I'm just knee deep, you know, love it 110% like in. So
what are some of your dreams from here? Are there any that you can share?
I don't know. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm busting at the seams in there, but we've grown cautiously and carefully. You know, last year was hard because we actually did have to close for 6 weeks during the pandemic. So
sorry.
Yeah, it was, and it's crazy because I thought it was just happening to me, and I know it wasn't, but that's how I felt because it was just so devastating. But I worked, I sold online, I made it. Like, I just pushed and pushed through, and I just made it. And everyone in Farmersville, all my customers, all my regular customers, they were super supportive. Like, everybody was like, drop me off some flowers. I need a candle. I'm at home. I need this. I need a candle. Bring me some flowers. Like, everybody was amazing here. Like, so supportive. So we made it, and we're fine. And then we closed for the ice storm, the snow.
Right. You're like, no, not again.
No. That was hard. That really was hard.
It was hard.
It was. We had fresh flowers. It was Valentine's.
Yes.
Yeah, that stung a little bit, but it's okay. We're fine. Again, my customers, everyone here is super supportive. So, and I think that's why we were like, okay, we have to do something we have to do something.
Yes.
So we did.
I love that.
Yeah.
And listen, you just tell me what you're doing next. We're going to jump on with you.
Well, it's a good time. And like I said, my store was busy the entire week after that event. Either it was just too crazy, people didn't want to come in, or the square was too many people, they didn't feel comfortable. So they've come back this last week and said, hey, I'm back, we was whatever from Saturday. And I was like, great, so glad. And then I had people going in, oh my God, I just found out about the Margarita Crawl last weekend. We missed it. How did I miss that? I said, I don't know, but follow me on social media and you'll know about the next one.
Yes.
So,
yes.
It's always a good week or two after an event like that, just because they're coming back.
Right. It brings people back. Maybe they didn't get to get into certain shops when they were here. And the restaurants were full.
Restaurants were packed.
They were packed out.
Yes, they were.
So that I'm sure now everyone's going to want to jump on board, and
I hope
they're going to be coming to your door and say, Misty, when are we doing the next thing?
I hope so, because there were, I want everybody to be a part of that. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Do you still have your online presence?
I do not have a website.
Okay.
For people to purchase from, because my ultimate goal was, when I opened, was to get people down here. And Lisa opened Simplexity right at the same time, and we both immediately were just like, how are we going to get people down here? And so her and I both were just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So, we did a car show, we did this, we did that, we did salsa, and my ultimate goal was just to get people down here.
Yes.
So I still do not have a website I sell off of. If you want something, I mean, certainly I'll sell it to you and ship it to you. I'm not going to not do that, but
it's like, come to Farmersville.
It is. I do have a website for the flowers mostly. I take that back. I'm sorry. I do have a website, but it really just highlights weddings I've done, funeral pieces, everyday flowers.
Right.
So my website is just the flowers, but not really to sell jeans and shirts and that kind of thing off of. So,
did you know when you got that marketing degree way back when that it was going to help you so much in your business today?
No, I didn't, but I'm glad I got it.
That was the perfect degree for you to get for where you went.
Yeah, the numbers, the math, not necessarily my thing, but yeah, the marketing I got.
No, I think that's great. That's one of those things that I think a lot of kids don't know what they're going to do, but marketing is one of those that they will use no matter what.
Absolutely,
because we're always marketing.
You never know when you're going to get to market yourself,
right?
Your business, a certain product. So I'm definitely thankful for that.
That's so cool. Yeah. So we're on Heart of Farmersville. So we like to talk about what you love about Farmersville.
Okay.
However, we've talked a lot about Farmersville.
Yes, we have.
For this first part. But what are some things, let's talk about outside of downtown, okay? Let's talk about Farmersville in general. What is it that Misty Dixon loves about Farmersville?
Okay. What I love about Farmersville is, and I love being able to go in somewhere, if it's Brookshire's or the hardware store or the parts store, I know someone. And it's very familiar. It's all familiar. And my son, he's 21 now, but when he was in school, he would say, oh my God, we never leave Farmersville. I'm like, I have everything I need right here. If the dollar store in Brookshire's doesn't have it, like, I'm good. He was like, oh my God. I'm like, no, I'm good right here. Like, I can get by off of what I have here, and I enjoy going into those places, and the Checkers at Brookshire's, just to me, just things like that. Like, I love that. Growing up in Sulphur Springs, it's always been like that. Yes. So now, here, it's like now everybody just knows you here.
There's something special about that when you walk in and everyone can call you by name and you can call them.
Yes.
Especially like the Checkers at Brookshire's and how's your mom doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, they either know me or they know David. He's pretty recognizable.
Yes.
So someone called him Mr. Hayloft one day. They didn't know his name. They're like, hey, Mr. Hayloft. It's just, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm perfectly fine with all of that. And we live in this amazing little RV park up the road. And all the people there know us, and they know the Hayloft, and it's great. Like, it just works.
How did it get its name? You just said that, and I thought, how did they come up with the name the Hayloft?
Oh gosh, way back. Let's see, way back. I just envisioned a barn with a little bit of everything in it, because when I did shows, and even my store's this way too, there's a little bit of everything in there, and probably had a little bit more of a Western theme, like way back, but you could find a saddle, you could find an old harness, like anything weird, an old painted sign. So I just envisioned it as a hayloft being something you could find a little bit of everything in the barn.
Yes.
And that's how I felt about my booth. Aww. I felt like it looked like a hayloft with just a little bit of everything weird and random that you might need. You might not know you need it, but you might, and there it is. So it just stuck with me, and that's really how my store is. People come in there all the time going, well, you just have a little bit of everything in here, don't you? Yes, we do.
On purpose.
You never know what you might need a jar of pickles with that shirt. I don't know.
That's right. I mean, I think I did see some relish in there and thought, I think I need that.
So a little bit of everything. Just a big mix.
I love that so much. So your son that's 21, did he leave Farmersville?
He's here.
Okay,
no, he's here.
So all the complaining, he didn't get far, huh?
No, he didn't. No. Him and his buddy, he doesn't do it anymore, but they used to ride their horses into town. And so we have several pictures of him and his buddy riding their horses up to the square, tied up to the front of the store.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So, and that's always fun. Like they'll ride up to Dairy Queen and get a drink or Sonic or something. And they'll ride back up to the square and tie their horses up. And so, yeah, it's just, like I said, everybody kind of knows who you are, what you're doing, what your family is. And it's a good time.
Where would you, Misty Dixon, like to see Farmersville in 5 years, 10 years? What would it look like to you if you got to pick that?
Okay. Well, obviously the growth is here, so super thankful for the college. So glad that's there. I would have said the college because I think that sign's been out there for 20 years that they're going to build the college, but now it's here, so I can't say that.
It's really happening.
It's really here, and I'm so glad. I definitely think like just more opportunities for kids, families to stay here. I know we have lots of new housing additions coming up and things like that, but things to keep folks in town. If it's a good outdoor patio, something like that. We have some amazing restaurants here, but we don't have a good outdoor patio. So just things to keep folks here. More options, I guess.
That's great. Well, I mean, you are the trendsetter for that. So I think what you really just said is you're going to start a restaurant that has a patio for us all.
I think this is perfect patio weather today.
It is. I said that driving in. I was like, I just want a patio right now.
Yes. So hopefully something like that. I mean, a brewery or a theater, some kind of outdoor type theater setting. Or just some place that, just like I said, more things to keep folks here.
Right. So people can live here, work here, play here, and do all those things. I love that. Well, before we got started, I asked you to pick a number between 1 and 20, and you picked the number 12. And so I always like to end the show with a random question.
Okay.
So let me tell you what your question is. Number 12. What has been the most difficult challenge so far in your life?
Oh, wow. In my whole life, probably raising my son. As a single mom, it was very challenging. That was tough. We never did without. He's spoiled, but that was tough. That was hard. That was probably one of the more challenging. Owning your own home, raising a son. That was a lot. I would say that was probably my biggest challenge.
When did you feel like you kind of could breathe again?
Probably, I hate to say when he started driving because I think I got more stressed out when he started driving. When David came into my life, probably almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
Just somebody to, be my backup, be my supporter at all times. He totally just helped me come back to life and made me feel like I had a fan there at all times. He was my supporter at all times, regardless, and just somebody to help pick up the extra weight along the way instead of doing it all by yourself.
Right.
So definitely when David came along.
I love that so much. Oh, so what would be your advice to a single mom right now who is struggling, who their David hasn't come along yet in their life?
I would have 2 or 3 jobs at a time. I would just do whatever I had to do to make it work. And keep whatever it is he needed, just know that there is hope. And I mean, if you're a hardworking single mom, I mean, it's going to get better. I mean, I can remember, like I said, 2 or 3 jobs at a time, just to keep it going. And it worked. It just somehow worked out for me. And so I don't know. I know every situation is different, but so
the message is hang on.
Hang on.
Don't let go.
Do not let go. No, don't give up.
Yes. I love that. Well, Misty, I've enjoyed sitting down with you today.
Yes. Welcome to Farmersville.
Thank you. Thank you. We're so happy to be here and so happy to be a part of this community.
Absolutely.
I fell in love with it when I came and saw it for the first time. And I knew this was a great place to call home.
Well, you all have got some great neighbors down there. You're my neighbor just right down the sidewalk. So, welcome.
Well, thank you.
We're excited that someone's in the building. It's not going to sit empty.
Yes.
So even better.
Yes. Well, stay tuned. We're getting ready to update it too.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Misty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You. All right.
Thank you for watching Heart of Farmersville. This video series, which is designed to celebrate Farmersville, Texas, is spearheaded by REMAX 3D Real Estate.